What if I told you that you can use Claude 100% free and completely private on your own computer? And here's the thing. Most people chasing that dream are hitting a wall way before they even get to the client part. They run out of tokens. Their AI tools slow them down. Their monthly bills stack up before they make a single dollar. But what if you could build everything you wanted with zero cost, zero rate limits, and zero internet connection required? That is exactly what I'm going to show you today. And by the time this video is done, you will have a complete free setup that lets you code, build, and create as much as you want on your own machine, with no subscriptions, no limits, no stopping. If you've been using AI tools to build things, you have probably run into this wall before. You are in the middle of something important, a project, a client deliverable, a website you need to finish, and your tokens run out. The tool stops. You either wait, pay more, or lose momentum entirely. For anyone trying to build a real income using AI tools, that kind of interruption is not just frustrating, it is expensive. The other problem is cost. The best AI tools cost real money every single month, and when you are just starting out, spending hundreds of dollars on tools before you have made any money from them is a hard pill to swallow. Most people either overspend and feel the pressure, or they use cheaper tools and get worse results. Neither option feels right, but there is a third option that most people do not know about, and it changes everything. What if the AI model did not live on someone else's server? What if it lived on your laptop? What if you owned it, the same way you used to own a game disc or a DVD? Something physically yours that works whether or not you have internet, whether or not a company decides to change their pricing, whether or not you have used up your monthly allowance. That is exactly what running a local AI model means. And right now, in 2026, the technology to do this has become genuinely good. Good enough to handle the vast majority of real building tasks. Good enough to let you work on a plane, in a remote location, or anywhere else without needing a single bar of signal. The setup we are going to walk through today combines two things. The Claude Code framework, which is the structure and environment for doing serious AI-assisted coding work, with Google's Gemma 4 model running entirely on your own machine at zero cost. Think of it this way. The framework is the car. The model is the engine. You can keep the car and simply swap the engine for one that you own outright and never have to pay to run. Not all local models are created equal. Gemma 4 stands out for several reasons that matter practically to anyone building real things. First, it is fully open source. Anyone can use it, modify it, and build on top of it. The license it comes with is called Apache 2.0, which is one of the most freedom-giving licenses in the software world. You can use it for commercial projects. You can build client work on it. You can sell what you create with it. There are no confusing restrictions, no vague terms that could change overnight, and no commercial ambiguity that forces you to be careful about how you use it. It is simply yours to work with, however you choose. Second, it comes in multiple sizes. Depending on the device you are working on, there is a version of Gemma 4 that fits. Smaller versions run comfortably on everyday laptops and tablets. Larger versions are available for more powerful machines. You pick the size that matches your hardware, and you are good to go. Third, it is natively multimodal. That means it can work with images as well as text. You can screenshot something, drop it into the model, and ask questions about what it sees. For builders and developers, this is genuinely useful on a daily basis. And fourth, it is completely private. Nothing you type, nothing you build, nothing you ask goes anywhere outside your own machine. For anyone working on client projects or sensitive work, that level of privacy is not just a bonus, it is essential. It would not be right to tell you this is a perfect replacement for the most powerful paid models without being straight about the differences. The top paid AI models are more capable. They handle complex, multi-step problems with greater precision. They follow detailed instructions more reliably. If you are doing the hardest 10 or 20% of tasks, deeply complex reasoning, advanced code architecture, and subtle problem solving, the paid models will do that better. But here is the honest reality. For the majority of everyday building tasks, writing clean code, creating websites, handling standard features, working through typical client requirements, a well-set-up local model handles it without breaking a sweat. Most builders find that roughly 80% of what they do falls into this category. which means you can do 80% of your work at zero cost and save the more powerful paid tools for the moments when you genuinely need them. That is not a compromise. That is a smart strategy. The setup is simpler than you might expect. Even if you have never done anything like this before, you can have it running within minutes. The first thing you need is a tool called Ollama. This is a free application that handles downloading and running AI models on your local machine. You simply head to the Ollama website, download the version that matches your operating system, Mac or Windows, and install it. The process is as straightforward as installing any normal app. Once Ollama is installed, the next step is pulling the Gemma 4 model onto your computer. You do this by opening a terminal, which is just a simple text window on your computer, and entering a short command. Ollama handles everything else automatically. It downloads the model, sets it up, and makes it ready to use. The whole process takes just a few minutes, depending on your internet connection. After that, you can actually talk to the model directly through the Ollama app to confirm it is working. Ask it a question, send it an image, test it out. Once you can see it responding correctly, you know the foundation is solid. The final step is connecting Gemma 4 to the Claude code framework, so you can use all the powerful coding features you are used to. This involves linking your local model as the engine inside the Claude code environment. You will need a small amount of credit in your Anthropic account to activate the API connection, around $5 to $10. But this is not what actually powers the model. The model runs locally from your own machine. The credit simply keeps the connection service active. In practice, you will spend almost nothing. Once everything is linked, you are running Claude code with a local AI engine at zero ongoing cost. Once this is running, the possibilities open up significantly. You can build websites from scratch, write and test code, create entire projects, and work through client deliverables all without watching a token counter or worrying about monthly limits. The offline capability is particularly valuable. Whether you are traveling, working in a location with unreliable internet, or simply want the peace of mind that your tools will always work regardless of external conditions, having your AI setup live entirely on your own machine changes how you think about building. You can also use this as a learning environment. Because there are no costs involved and no limits on how much you can experiment, you can try things, break things, build things purely to learn without any financial pressure. That kind of freedom accelerates how fast you develop real skills. And as your skills grow, as your projects become more ambitious, you always have the option to use more powerful paid models for the specific tasks that need them, while keeping your everyday work free. This setup makes sense for anyone who is building with AI tools and wants to reduce or eliminate their monthly tool costs. It is particularly useful for people who are still building their client base and cannot justify large tool expenses before revenue comes in. It is also valuable for anyone who prioritizes privacy and wants full control over their data and their work. If you are already making consistent income from AI work and the paid plans are delivering clear value, those are worth keeping. But if you are earlier in your journey, or if you simply want a flexible setup that works anywhere at zero cost, this combination gives you everything you need to build serious things without spending a dollar. You now have a complete free setup that lets you build with AI on your own terms. No monthly fees, no rate limits, no internet required, and full privacy on every project you work on. Take the time to get it running this week. Even just setting it up and building one small thing with it will show you what is possible. And once you have your free setup ready, the natural next question is how you actually turn what you can build into consistent monthly income. In the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop using Claude the way most people do, because that approach is leaving serious money on the table, and what to do instead to build $10,000 a month from your AI skills. That is the video you want to watch next. Click it now, and I will see you there. If this gave you something valuable, leave a comment telling me the one thing you're committing to change about how you use AI. I want to hear it. And if you want to go even deeper, stick around. There's more where this came from.